a grain of sand. The second line I could not remember. Wild flowers, don't tell me, I will tell you. Wild flower, this much I remember, the second line. The second line, second part. But what should be the first? To see, don't say. Everybody knows I have spoken, I have 70 times at least in different lectures. Then, yes said, Edna said, Mrs. Talbot must remember this. So where shall we get Mrs. Talbot? I said, why Mrs. Talbot? Many devotees remember this. Where to find? I suggested to see a mountain in a white flower. Or it could be ocean. And she suggested some, but nothing. Then we searched a poetry book, anthology of poems. And from that book, William Blake, this poem was there. And we found the heaven, the word is heaven. To see a world in a grain of sand and the heaven in a wild flower. The other two lines we remember. To hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. The nice poem, but it has very Vedantic interpretation. I am sure the writer, William Blake, he felt that Vedantic insight. But ordinary people read this poem as a nice poem. But the Vedantic insight is difficult to catch, to see a world in a grain of sand. Now, Vedantically, what it should mean. Now, Vedantic insight is, as Shankaracharya says, Sarvatma Bhava. That is, you become identified with everything. Because to you, by the culture of Vedanta, which preaches unity of everything in consciousness, in Brahman, there is nothing in this world. It may be material things, it may be mental thoughts or emotions, it may be feelings, whatever you can think is a part of this universal truth, which is Brahman. So from that universal truth, which has covered everything, a grain of sand cannot escape. But the yogi, the jnani, who has practiced this Vedanta truth, not when he is drinking coffee or talking, not at that moment, but when he is in contemplation. In contemplation, he sees everything undivided. You may name many things. You may name sand, you may name anything you can name, but only when your mind goes to that Vedantic contemplation, that everything is a part, not even a part, the whole. And when I say this is a part, we make division. That wholeness disappears. But in meditation it is possible, and I am sure the poet William Blake, he felt that in his meditation, that to see a world means many things, the vast world we speak about, we think about, where we are functioning, this vast world, to see a world in a grain of sand. You see a grain of sand, but you see that grain of sand is unified with everything. A grain of sand is unified with other grains of sand, but not merely a grain of sand, but anything you think about is one. So, the yogi, the jnani, in contemplation he feels that. He feels that there is no division, no separation. Everything is one. So if you see, if in that state a grain of sand appears in his consciousness, he feels it is one with Brahman. The grain of sand has the same value as the sun, the moon, the sky, and this vast world. Not merely one world, but many worlds. So a grain of sand, if seen Vedantically, it is, you can say, it is one with the whole world. There's no separation. And sea and heaven in a wild flower. Now, wild flower stands for beauty. Now, beauty is also cosmic. Here in this assembly room, we have so many women, and each woman is unconsciously thinking she is beautiful. That is the nature of the human mind. But that is Vedantically not true. When we go to Vedantic contemplation, everything is beautiful to the equal amount. Nobody can have more beautiful, have more beautiful. No, one beauty. So while to see a heaven in a wild flower, heaven stands for beauty, peace, greatness. So that heaven is Brahman. That heaven, when we see from the ordinary life, maybe only in that restaurant where we buy all our... What is the name of the restaurant? Sheesh Mahal. Sheesh Mahal. That may be heaven. But when you go to Vedantic contemplation, not only Sheesh Mahal, but all Mahals are beautiful. And so the wild flower, a little wild flower, represents that beauty. And beauty is undivided. We are sitting, so many men and women, each one of us is beautiful, Vedantically. You see, not normally. Normally we see our difference. Some is in white dress, some is in red dress, some is in, what is this part of the body? Arms. Now, one is showing the arms. I should carry the attention of people. How rounded my arm is. See, This may be true in our common experience, but in Vedantic contemplation, you see, when we are thinking of beauty as a whole, then everything is beautiful. Everything, when in Vedantic eyes, is beautiful. That is why in the beginning, from this Upanishad, we chanted those 4 lines. Thou art man, thou art woman, thou art a boy, thou art a girl, and thou art also the old man. But in Vedantic insight, everything is beautiful. And that is why the word heaven is used. Heaven, normally any person when they speak of heaven, read of heaven, we see of something of very beautiful. Heaven, oh, it is heaven. Even a food, even this thing. You don't say it is sweet or it is this, you say it is heaven. Heaven represents the beauty of things. So wildflower is a thing of beauty. So just as a wildflower, but a sage, a jnani, a wise man, he sees heaven everywhere. Everywhere he has no power to discriminate. And this it cannot happen normally. Normally it can happen to the highly evolved soul, say Ramakrishna. Even in normal talk, he had the vision of Brahman. He would say Brahman, man, woman, child, or old man, all beautiful. But others have to go to contemplation. That does not come in one day, but one day that experience, and some such experience might have come to the poet. The beauty is everywhere. You cannot say something is ugly, because you have to accept everything as yourself. You see, everything is beautiful. Not in the common level, but in the deep spiritual level, it is beautiful. Beauty is merging to the beauty. So the heaven is beauty, and the wildflower represents that cosmic heaven. Heaven everywhere. Heaven here, heaven where? There is a cold Horlicks. It was warm, but now it is cold. But still, if you are a jnani, you must feel that this is also beautiful. There was a Swami in our order. He was considered to be a jnani. He needed a little hot water to the cook of the ashrama. He had requested at such and such time, bring me a little hot water. So one day the cook forget to bring that hot water. There was a flask. He put some cold water in that and to take that. Then the Swami, he told the Swami, I have forgotten hot water, it is cold water. The Swami said, that is all right. What is the difference between cold water and hot water? He drank from that whatever he needed, you see. Third line is to hold infinity in the palm of your hand. Now in your hand you can hold a fork. You can hold this one also. You can hold many things. But really speaking, when you go to deep contemplation, then you see the whole world is in you. The whole world is not different from you. The whole world is one. So the whole world you can hold in your hand. The whole infinity. Infinity means the total reality. Wherever there is anything we call real. That, what is it? What is the time?
Almost one.
Almost
7
one?
minutes of 1.
Don't stop, Swami.
Huh?
Don't stop.
Tell him, then he will be happy. He will have more time. Yeah, but follow. Don't mind a little delay. To hold, he is not there.
He's there.
He's there. You told him. He was happy.
Oh yeah.
To hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Hour means in a unit of time. Here. Where?
Oh,
Sit here, yes.
thank you.
Because you are a latecomer.
Oh, you want me to sit here? I'm embarrassed.
You miss everything good.
Yeah,
But
that's
at least the food is there.
That looks terrific.
Coffee? So?
No coffee, thanks, no.
And eternity in an hour. Eternity is the totality of time. But for you who are the Jnani, your mind has gone to that state, for time has stopped. See, hour or second or mind, the time to us is something running, something real, but it's changing. In seconds, in minutes, in hours and days, time is running. But this person, this Jnani, he in his contemplation, he holds eternity. All time is in me. The hour is just a rhyme. It could be a second. So all time is really here. Really speaking, it is all time means timeless. So time has stopped. And if it is not stopped, it is with me. Just as all beauty is in me, all what is the first thing?
World.
World. And all the world is in me, all the beauty is in me, all
Heaven.
heaven, the beauty. And to hold
Infinity.
infinity and eternity also is in me. So me means the true self of man, the real me. The real me, me cannot be touched. Even when we do a little meditation or attend a worship and all, we are glad. Our ego becomes happy and all. But if we want to go to the depth of my identity, then we can realize that the real me is the all. Real me is holding everything. As soon as you open your eyes, you are with everything. You are in the infinite. That kind of meaning, deep meaning is in that 4 lines. And I am sure the poet must have experienced some of these ideas. Otherwise you could write and it might It may sound beautiful, but the real experience is you have to forget your little identity as ego and go to the depth of your own identity. Then it becomes so infinite, and then it becomes true. Now what? Now we have given notice. We have to get up. Now who is doing the puja tomorrow?
I think you convinced me that I should do it.
Huh?
I think you convinced me that I should do it.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Then I wanted our Yama to relieve the pressure from here. Yeah, one day. What day is that?
Wednesday we thought maybe,
Wednesday.
yeah.
That will, by that way the Mrs. What is her name? Mrs. Witt?
No, it was Joyce.
Joyce.
Joyce, yeah.
Joyce had to work. Where did Joyce
She
go?
had to leave, I guess.
Huh?
She had to leave.
So tell Joyce that she need not come at 7 o'clock and harm and we shall tell Ganeshananda. Huh? He can do the puja. Yes. Jai Bolo.
Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Mahamai Ki Jai. Jai Swami Maharaj Ji Ki Jai.
Ma. Leftover food, whoever likes can take. Don't throw it away to me. Here is one nice dish here.
I was going to ask if you could open the bookshop.
Probably don't want to have that. Yeah, good, I need something. I don't know where they come from. Oh, I thought you didn't. Well, if you brought it back this year, you brought some more, will you let me know?
What time?
What is kind of good for you? It'll have to be in front. So if you can, if you can.
Okay, I have a message.
Sweet, I think we crave
Michael.
Is it okay for today? Okay, but Monday. Monday. Okay, I'll be over at town.
Oh, yeah.
Stayed awake this morning after such a long, hard night. We thought you should try to believe it wasn't that song. Stayed awake this morning. You know, last night didn't make you think you were anything.
Not that work to do yet.
Don't get hypoglycemia. Don't get hypoglycemia.
No.
I'll go find Maurice.
You remember this one?
I was saying it mentally, but he said, don't.
You will be eating with us.
No, Maharaj, I'm going, taking part and leaving now, Maharaj. We are leaving now, Maharaj. Parvati.
Parvati and you will have the lunch here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you have lunch here.
Oh, no, she wanted to go and so I said that.
She wants to go, she will go.
Okay, Maharaj. Okay. I was not in a hurry, Maharaj. She said we want to go. Okay.
Get all done in there.
Yes, it came out very well. So it was a wonderful one.
What?
There's the doctor. Wasn't she going to be here?
No, she left this morning. Or at least that's
I
what
will
she
be
told me,
in
Dr.
Saturday
Nancy.
and Sunday. I'm going to visit my daughter, but everything is taken care of for the son.
Can't you make what? Give this all